Sometimes it comes down to where you were last left off when you guys had something going on. So the stalking is just a aftermath and a reaction that comes once the realization of you're either going to be doing better or where is your life at, those sorts of stuff. The good side of this is that if she has an idea or thinking of you're just going to go downhill, and it's more of the curiosity built up, then you'll see that it's going to intensify where more of seeing what you're up to is required in order for her to get the answers that she needs, right? You have to look at it as like this. When you guys were dealing with each other, the likelihood of you giving her free answers, just the same way you give free validation, the same way that you give free time and energy, and for a lot of fellas, money as well, is going to be what she already got easily. However, now when tables have turned, all of that is taken away. So she's now down to a limit of what she can get from you. And so when it comes down to socials, that's really the one key access source that's left. Now, it really depends also on your situation, because I know some people don't have social media. I also know some people don't follow each other afterwards. And so that's not the biggest deal, because there's still cases where you might get the random text messages. I just seen a comment the other day that a fella said he got text messages from random numbers. Off the bat, if you're getting anything that's random, you don't know, you should not be replying, answering. But I made this clear when I first started doing these stalking videos that if you're obviously getting numbers that are unknown, like you don't know the number, but it's actual number, then you definitely should answer it if it's maybe going to be like some agency or a job or something around that time that maybe you applied for, or you're waiting for a call, or more likely you'll get a call. Point of this is, bottom line is that you're just attentive to seeing what type of woman that she is, what things have happened when you guys were last speaking. Another consideration is also the conveniency of reaching out to you, because sometimes it might make way more sense to go ahead and reach out to you when it's significant dates or sorts of times in our life. So weekends might be making more sense. When things hit the fan for her, might make more sense, because ultimately too, you have to know how she views you. If she views you for specific reasons and needs fulfillments, as some of y'all might know, the building you up or having different men to complete a roster is the conveniency that she has to fulfill. So be attentive to see what you were, let's say, in a sense, providing in all aspects: emotionally, physically, spiritually, even emotional support back to that, and of course a norm for some fellas financially. And also the idea of even another woman being with you can be a big major case, as far as like if you're going to be a guy that already has women lined up. And before I continue on, question of the video is, do y'all stalk? And also, do you find that this happens pretty often? It might be with just the one woman that you've dealt with, or you might see this pattern happening with multiple. It all depends on your situation, of course. Let that comment be known. If you want a part 2, of course, let me know. And per usual, tell your stories. Other fellas help, but I do help as well, the best I can. And so drop it down below, questions, concerns. And while I'm at it, I might as well let y'all know about Patreon. You want to catch up on all the videos that are already out, they're there for you. Go check it out. A lot more dropping. They won't be on here, and you can be a YouTube member if you rather, but it's exclusive and explicit content, and they're ongoing every month, y'all. Okay? And you can join the free community. It's up to you. And check out my website. Links are down below. And so let me get into wrapping up this video. It's going to depend on your situation, bottom line. If your situation looks like there's a high chance that she used to be obsessed with you, doesn't let go easily, and let's even turn it around to be clinginess or codependency, like all of those can be reasons of now needing to see if it would be a good time to go ahead and reach out to you, or just to see what you've been up to. And you also just have to remember, like, if it's going to be like lonely nights, or nights where, let's say, a friend, a female, gets in her ear, a family member even can give her the idea of, like, let's say, planting a seed of, oh, are you going to stay single forever? Or like, that ex of yours was such a good guy, or he was the type of man that you need in your life. that sorts of stuff, that can end up leading her to circling back around and doubling back and coming back into your life. So it's almost like you treat it as in like eyes on you, I spy, and waiting for the best time. And this is still the importance of never reaching and breaking no contact, because once you go ahead and do so, you are like surrendering to her and you're pulling back all the strength that you've had. So it just shows a lack of discipline. It's really simplified to that, because you might look at it as in like, oh, it's not the biggest deal, or there's some hopefulness is still driving you, and yet she hasn't given you anything that's showing respect, decency to like show you that you do matter, treating you better, etc. And it's also a way of like trying to maintain having control, because if they're being observant, let's say your ex or the person you used to talk to, they're trying to see if there's any loopholes or weaknesses. So it's almost like targeting you when it makes the most sense. So let's say the more you're resisting, don't be obviously watching her stories, don't be answering phone calls if you know it's her calling you or texting back, entertaining anything associated to her, especially when you really know you don't need to. I know some of y'all still stay in contact with people that know them, and those people might reach out to you or you might reach out to them. I just recommend cutting it all ties. So it's almost harder for any answers or fulfillment back to that, and that just is going to intensify and increase her desire to want to know more. So when I went ahead and explained that part of it's like being observant and waiting for the best time, it's almost when, okay, realizing that maybe your birthday is coming up and you said that you don't want to spend it alone, something like that, then that can make the most sense of wishing you a happy birthday, making sure to do it around a certain time, because you already told the plans to her of what you're going to be doing. And that's enough for maybe if she was to then attempt to say something, you then fall for it. So don't let that one like go over your head. Like it could be literally anything. It could be just the idea of you remembering her name. It's just the idea of a picture sent to you, or you decide to go back to old messages. It's all sorts of ways to be tied back to getting you to do more than you probably need to, because bottom line is, if you're getting stalked, there's probably reasons why it shouldn't be happening, but at the same time, mind games happening on her end. You always want to have control by not entertaining it. That's going to be it for this video. I hope I helped in some way. Take care of yourself. I love y'all. And don't forget about the links. Give this video a big thumbs up. Bye, y'all.